Hi, my name is Henna. Welcome to my channel. This is my first video, so let me introduce myself. I love all things creative, particularly fiber arts. I knit, I spin as of January 2025, crochet, I sew, I weave, I embroider, you name it, macrame. But lately I've been very much a knitting, spinning phase. And so in this video, I'm going to do a little bit podcast style, a little bit vlog of the projects that I've been working on in June of 2026, and talk a little bit about my intentions for upcoming in July Tour de Fleece, when I'll be spinning a bunch of fiber into yarn. So let's jump back in time to earlier this month, and I will share some of the projects I've been working on and bring you along on the journey of the last couple of weeks. Today is June 12th, and I am deep in the process of trying to finish up a bunch of different whips so that I am ready. I have a cleansed palette for Tour de Fleece, and so today I finished this tee that I self-drafted. I'm calling it my string of pearls tee because of the quote-unquote string of pearls in the design, but I also put the string of pearls into the buttons that I put down the sides. So I spent about 45 minutes at a local antique store digging these out of a big chest that they have, where it's like by the scoop you get buttons. And I sat on the floor digging through it to find all of these mother of pearl buttons that I then tried to pair up as best I could, going down the sides here. And so I finished that today. I finished sewing the buttons on, and now I'm trying to finish up the remains of this yarn. This is Madrigoa 100% silk from Rosarius 4 that I picked up on a business trip while in Lithuania. And I have a problem with little balls of leftover yarn just laying around. I feel like it's hard to then find projects for them. I don't want to have a giant stash build up. And so I decided that since I bought 4 balls of this yarn, I used just over 3 to make this tee. And so I have almost an entire 4th ball. I decided to make a bralette matching this tee. So right now I finished the cups. I am working on the band at the moment, and then I'll do the straps. And I've already got a elastic that I saved from an old bed sheet that I will use for the band so that it sits nicely. So that is one whip that I'm trying to finish up as well in the next couple of days. And another one right here is my funny weaving project. So I have always been weaving curious, but I am not willing to spend a few $100s on a loom without first trying to do something by myself. And so I made this frame. I know a lot of people will do the picture frame weaving, and they'll put in nails and they'll make a loom that way. I had a bunch of scrap wood at home and dowels, and so I built this frame, wrapped a bunch of macrame yarn that I had around it, and am trying to finish this piece right now and get this whip done before Tour de Fleece comes. My plan after finishing all these whips is to prep my fiber. So it's already in beautiful form, like I don't need to card it or anything, but I would like to create little 25 or 50 gram nests of the alpaca so that they're ready to go, so that I can spin either 25 grams onto each bobbin or 50 grams onto each bobbin and ply them. So it's nice and neat, and just I can just sit down at my spinning wheel and just, enjoy just drafting and meditating in the process. So that is my plan for prepping the fiber once I'm done with all these whips. So that's my check-in for today, and I will check back in soon. I'm going to start off today by showing you the finished unraveling or finished object in my book. Taking that top that I had knit for my sister apart, I now have these lovely balls of yarn that I can use for a new project. I'm already scheming, but I'm saving it for fall because it is 80% alpaca, 20% merino for rowing. and is definitely not for the weather right now in June. I do have another finished object that I want to show you, and behind my chair because you'll notice this is now empty. So I'm going to take you with me and show you the finished weaving project that then also became a bit of a macrame project. So I've brought you into my entryway to show my finished weaving project now hanging. I'm super happy to be done with that. I've cleared off my quote-unquote loom and used up, I had a full bag of this macrame cord left over from another project, and I still have a bit. As you can see, I already have an idea of making like a little area rug with it, but I'm working down my stash, and that is the main thing, and crossing off my whips. Now, speaking of, I have another whip that is just about done to show you. Now, with the remaining silk yarn from the tee that I showed you, I made the bralette. I will insert a bunch of videos of the process, but I had saved the band from a old fitted sheet. It is now in, stretch it out. I decided to use a bit of an interesting method here to close it so that I could still stretch it apart as much as I needed to get it over my head. I still have a little bit of yarn left, and so I'm debating adding a little like dainty crochet edge at the bottom here. But at the moment, it's just a perfect little bra that I can wear. Poof, another finished object. I'm going to insert here, of course, a video showcasing this top a bit more, but this was the lacy halter neck number. It's open back, and I was a little inspired by some, what are they called? Peplum top projects that I've seen on Pinterest to add a little peplum edge to this top. And of course, I am always thinking now that I've had a child about maternity friendly items, and this one is no exception. It offers a lot of room for growth, and it offers a very easy just untie the I-cord option for breastfeeding, so very happy with that as well. And finally, I finished a little bit of fiber prep. I last minute, I guess not last minute, I still have plenty of time until Tour de Fleece, but I decided to use up some fiber that's been kind of sitting neglected in a corner. So I went through a whole dyeing experiment, dyeing fiber pre-spinning rather than dyeing after I'd already spun. And it felt a little kind of felted or weird after the fact, and so I just kind of stuffed it in the bag, forgot about it. But I finally took out my blending board. I don't have hand cards, I don't have a drum carder, but I can use my board to straighten out some fibers, fluff them up a little bit, and create more spinnable fiber from what I had before. And so now I have this bag of very, very fluffy quote roll eggs that I have prepped. Now, the other thing with this is it's not really my color scheme. It's this kind of cotton candy, purple and pink. But that's okay because I make gift knits all the time, and I have twin nieces that might benefit from this being spun up into a nice wool yarn. So that is now prepped for Tour de Fleece as well. I'm adding it to my intentions. We'll see if I get to it, but certainly first and foremost would be the alpaca. And that should be it for today's check-in. I've been so productive in finishing whips and working out my stash that I need a new project. And what I've decided is, I've already said that I have all this extra macrame cord here, the cotton, and I need a little area rug for my second bathroom. Now, I also have a ton of embroidery floss, and I don't really embroider very much. I've done 2 embroidery projects in the last 3 years, so I'm going to try and use some of this up and make one of those little area rugs where you twist the cord around and then wrap it in a second thread. So I'm having a lot of fun working on this rug that I'm making with the macrame cord and embroidery thread that have been kind of clogging up my stash of fiber project materials. And I'm finding it super meditative to just sit here and keep kind of winding this needle and embroidery thread around the macrame cords. This is such a fun process. Just wanted to show. So this is my progress so far. I started off with this really pretty maroon color embroidery thread, and then now I am on this kind of cool tone brown that's similar to my hair. It's just super relaxing. So just keep doing this quietly. Have some music playing in the background. We'll see if I'm still enjoying it as this becomes larger and larger, because I know that right now it's really rewarding because it's growing very fast, but as the diameter gets larger and larger, I know it's gonna just take a lot longer to do each row, so who knows. So since this is a vlog, I thought I'd bring you out here with me onto the balcony. This is not a fiber thing, of course, but I have been gardening on my little balcony here a bit, and I am making dinner and need some fresh thyme, so I thought I'd bring you with me and show you my happy time balcony garden. You can see some basil popping up. These are some garlic plants I'm gonna harvest soon for their bulbs. Got a little tomato starting to pop up here, and some cucumber plants on the side. They can't really see well. But these are my pride and joy, some foraged wild strawberries that I've planted, and they're actually doing really well. So I've got these little strawberries coming in. So I've got my thyme, and I have my crock pot just right over here, my sweet potatoes, and I'm just gonna root from the stem, sprinkle over my sweet potatoes, and then I'll add some vegan butter. Just leave it on low for a bit. Have some nice herby sweet potatoes as a side for dinner. And so here they are after about 5 hours in the crock pot with the butter and thyme, and they're nice and soft, a little timey, and I'm adding them to a salad with cucumbers, apples, kale. I made a dressing for it. I want to start another knitting project since I still have some time before Tour de Fleece, and I was thinking through what I had in my stash and realized I haven't really taken full stock of my inventory. And it's not a big stash, so this will be very quick. But I wanted to kind of go through and organize and see what I have and what I might want to work with. Oh, there's a little bit of cotton in here. So I've got this pile of full-tone cotton. That's essential. And then the other one I'm considering, this is fingering weight, wool and nylon sock yarn. So either take all of this and make like a little tank or something, like stripes maybe, and then, or see what I can get out of this also possibly for a little tank. Alright, so I ended up making a decision on what I would use for another summer top, summer tank. And I decided to go for that sock yarn, and I looked it up. It is 75% superwash merino and 15% nylon, and it's hand dyed. It's beautiful. It's from New Jersey. I picked it up when I was visiting my family, and I realized that these colors are like really perfectly beautiful together. So check this out. I've knit. I'm ready to join in the round now. I know, I jumped right into this, but look at this. These are two different hand-dyed yarns, but because they're the same dyer, they must have used similar colors across the two, and then one is just like a lighter base and the other one's a bluer, darker base. And so what I ended up deciding on doing was knitting a tank that has the top part on one side darker and the top part on the other side lighter. And then I can make it reversible. I can wear it both sides. And I swear, I scoured Pinterest, I scoured Google, I scoured Ravelry. I couldn't find any inspiration of other garments that were knit like this that have two different colors that then blend. So what I'm thinking is I'm about to join in the round. I have these I-cords that I use to join. Another thing I couldn't find, like there's all these I-cord bind offs in the round or whatever, but they're meant for like when you're fully done with yarn, you cut it off. I don't want to cut any of this because my idea is I'm going to stripe these two together so they blend really nicely in the join. And then eventually I'll get down to this yarn in the gray to finish it off with like some ribbing at the bottom. And then do all the finishings with this and the straps and whatnot. But yeah, I can't find any inspiration on reversible different color front and back that then blend together tops, or on joining I-cords without cutting the string. So if you know of any, please do post in the comments and let me know. But yeah, this is what I've decided on, and I have full steam ahead start working on. What I ended up deciding to do about the I-cord situation was taking my cabling needle and just moving the stitches so that like the left I-cord first stitch was followed by the right I-cord first stitch, and the second followed by second, third. And I'm going to knit them two together, and then I'll just have 3 going down the side. I wanted to connect and show an update on how this fingering weight sock yarn cami is coming along. And so I decided to do that one side in one color scheme, the top of the other side in another color scheme, and then when I joined in the round, I started actually alternating the skeins every other row. And so this part here, this is all alternating. And are these not just perfect together? I mean, look how beautiful it's striping, but it's not overly in your face stripes. And I'm not a stripe girl, but I could totally wear this. Like, this is one side with the lighter skein up top. This is the other side with the darker skein up top. Certainly, kind of, you can see it a bit more on this side, I think, the transition, than you can on this side, but still. Oh, and then on the light side, I added ribbing in the third sock yarn that I have, this kind of gray, silvery, purpley gray color. And I'm going to add ribbing like this for the arms and at the bottom once I've finished these hand-painted fingering weight sock yarn skeins completely for the body. But yeah, this is where I'm at right now. I'm almost there. The sock yarn is, you can see the piece of tissue underneath. It's almost done. The hand-painted or the hand-dyed sock yarn that I have from Jersey, and then I'll do the straps in this one and then finish off the body ribbing in this one as well. So yeah, it's coming along really nicely. I'm getting very excited to wear it. Yeah, this is it. Woo. So I finished all of my hand-dyed fingering weight sock yarn. This is how far I've gotten with that. And then I went back to do the straps. So I have one strap done. I crocheted a chain for the second one. I'm going to pick up those stitches and do a 2x2 rib on the other side. But this is how it's looking. It is a little tight right now when I put it on, but the hope is that since this is 75% superwash, after blocking it'll stretch out a little bit and it'll be perfectly comfortable. I did a regular non-stretchy bind off. Let's see if I can get it to non-stretchy bind off, because I'm worried that if I do stretchy, it'll stretch out too much and then it'll sit too low on me after blocking and not be comfortable to wear. But this is how it's looking so far, and I'm very close. I'm going to do this side, and then with all of the remaining silvery gray fingering weight sock yarn, I will just add a ton of ribbing at the bottom as long as I can make it, basically, to use up all of the yarn, because I don't like having extra scraps taking up space, and the whole point of this is to work through my stash. This year my goal is to work that stash down to the point where I am just working with my own hand spun yarn. So this is where we're at. Hi, so today is Thursday. It is June 25th, and I've been working on this rib band for a bit now, and I still have quite a bit of this fingering weight sock yarn left, and so I realized I should probably try this on and see where it actually lands on me, so I have a sense of how much more I actually want to do and whether or not it's worth stopping and using the rest of this for another project. So this is where I'm at right now. I'm wearing the darker top portion in the front, lighter in the back, but I'm excited to make this reversible. I thought it would be a stronger differentiation, but not really. Anyways, I don't like my tops to be too long, so I don't think that using all of this is worthwhile, because I do primarily wear high-waisted pants and cropped shirts, and especially since this is supposed to be a summer tank, I don't want it to be like down to here, right, with the rest of this yarn. So I'm debating whether or not to add an inch or so more, just to kind of get it down to my belly button, maybe get a little bit lower so my pants can just cover it, or to just stop here and let it be like full-on cropped tank, cami, whatever you want to call this. So that's where I'm at right now. Also, you probably noticed on the last clip that my ribbing is not actually uniform here. So I started out just doing a regular 2x2 rib, and then partway through, about an inch in, you can see right here, I decided to experiment because I've never done any sort of twisted rib, and I decided to go for, I guess it's a half twisted rib, so I'm only twisting my knitting through the back loop and doing nothing about the pearls. So here you can see the twisting and the knits, and then up here you can see it's not twisted and much more open, so it's Izzle, but you know, this is kind of just like a fun little cami. I don't care if it has this visible difference. I'm wondering after blocking how visible it'll be, but yeah, that's what's going on there. And I've learned I really like the look of twisted rib, but it takes me so much longer to actually knit it, or I guess half twisted rib. So still debating whether or not it's worth it, but we'll see, I guess, after blocking how much I still like it more. Hi, it's Friday, June 26th, and Tour de Fleece is next Saturday. I've already shown you that I finished up the main summer projects, and I decided yesterday, after blocking or setting up blocking my tank slash cami and the bralette, that I was going to pull out my only hibernating whip at the moment, which is this alpaca vest, well, eventually vest. And the idea of this vest is to create a vest where I don't have to wear a bra underneath, because I don't like wearing bras if I don't have to. And so I had been double knitting basically from just before the connection at the underarm of the front and the back panel, and I found it a bit of a slog, which is why I was hibernating. Also because as it was getting warmer, I didn't really want to be working with an alpaca wool blend yarn, but the double knitting was getting to be quite a slog, and I realized the slog was double knitting in the round. I mean, you're knitting, bringing the yarn in front, slipping, bringing yarn back, knitting, and then the next round you are purling, bringing the yarn back, slipping, bringing the yarn front, purling, and so on. And it just took forever, and I'm on 3.25 millimeter needles here. So I had this realization yesterday that I can just split this double knit up into the outer and inner panels of it, and then just knit in the round the outside to the desired length, and then go back to the inside and knit that one in the round to the desired length, and then combine them. And that's going to go so much faster because knitting in the round is just mindless for me. So in case you've ever been curious about what it looks like to split up a double knit onto two separate circular needles, I recorded a clip of that, of myself going through that slowly, and I just wanted to highlight, like, yes, I have the two panels, and then where the start of round is, you can see that's where it comes together in the double knitting in each row. So all the way around it's just open, right? There's these two separate flaps, but then at that one point it crosses over each row and it's connected. So now it's going to be disconnected as I go around separately on the two panels, since I've split them up. So you can see now I have my inner and outer band, and I'm just going to go through the outer layer right now and knit on it. I always like to have some kind of a knitting project, and I've gone through kind of the summer knits that I've been working on, so I figured I may as well work on this for a little bit until I decide what else to do. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on now, and I just wanted to share what it looks like if you split up your double knitting in the round onto two separate needles and then progress that way. And so that's my plan. And for those of you that are wondering, no, I'm not going to be keeping track of how many rows I knit on the outside and how many rows I knit on the inside. This is a self-drafted pattern for myself, and I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm gonna knit it down to the length that I want the double knitting panel to be, probably like right about here. Make sure that my bits are all covered, and then I will go back to the inside, knit that until it looks like it's about the same amount. And then I'll go through the one-time tedious bit of combining the two panels together, having a needle on both, and then knitting two together from the outer and inner panel to join them back together into a single fabric that I can then, I'm probably going to just do a ribbed bind off underneath and keep it cropped like I like to, but we'll see. Next Saturday's Tour de Fleece. I figured today was a good day to stop this video. I already have a bit of content. It's my first video anyways. And so I'm finishing off with this tank. It's still a little bit damp, but I couldn't wait to try it on and see how it was looking after blocking. So I'll put up the video here, and then I'll put side by side with pre-blocking so you can see how it's changed. And so overall, I'm very happy with this. I was able to use up some stash yarn, which is the whole goal kind of this month, and in general for this year, to use up stash yarn and to transition into using my own hand spun yarn. And I also got rid of a kind of looming project of knitting socks that wasn't happening. Maybe one day I'll return to the idea of knitting socks. Maybe I need to start with a thicker yarn weight. But for now, I have a nice summer tank that I can wear. I'm filling out my summer wardrobe, which is perfect because now we're in summer months. Yeah, so I'm very happy with this project. I can set this aside. My stash yarn has lightened significantly. I still have a ton of your hand spun yarn as well as stash yarn, but almost all of my stash yarn at this point is colder weather yarn, so 100% wool alpaca, kind of stuff that I don't want to be working on. And then in terms of whips, I worked down a bunch of whips. Now I only have one whip left, which is this vest that I showed you. I had just split my double knit band and it's going much faster, so whenever I feel like knitting I can work on this. And then the other whip that I have, which is not a knitting whip, is the little area rug that I started earlier, and so let me show you where that's at right now. Okay, so this is, ooh, that's the back side. Here we go. This is where I'm at right now. It's about the size of my head, I guess. I'm definitely going to need to iron it. I think early on I was a little tight with my tension, so you can see it's kind of puckering, and then I started weighing it down and trying to keep it flat, so this outer edge is much better at laying flat. But you can see it's slowly coming along. Whenever I feel like working on it, I work on it, maybe like 15 minutes at a time. I'll bring it up a little closer so you can see where we're at. So I have this kind of bronze color ring going here, and you can see I still have a lot of this macrame cord the last 2 years. And this is the embroidery floss. Well, actually, technically, this is this ladies' shoes upper cord that I'm using, but it's the same thickness basically as embroidery floss. And I have a cone of it, or it's not quite a cone. What would I call this? A bobbin of it to use up. And I certainly am not doing any ladies' shoes uppers fixing anytime soon, so I'm gonna use this up in this project. And so yeah, I'm left with 2 whips, 1 knitting whip, 1 other miscellaneous fiber arts whip. I don't know, what would you call this? What kind of fiber art is this? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'd love to hear a bit more about what you're working on. Please do share in the comments what projects you have right now, whether or not you're currently trying to work through some whips, if you're trying to work through any stash yarn, what your plans are, and if you're also going to be participating in Tour de Fleece. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked this video, please do like and subscribe to my channel. My goal is to put out about a video a month. The next one will be pretty focused on Tour de Fleece since that's coming up. But in the meantime, I hope you have a lovely rest of the day, rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing you again. Please do let me know in the comments what you'll be working on, what you are working on, and I will look forward to reading all of your comments. Bye for now.